Hey guys, it's Generalkidd here. How's everyone doing today? So, for today's video, we are going to be taking a look at what the classic multiplayer maps in Halo 1, or rather Halo CE, looks like in Anniversary graphics. So, when Halo's Anniversary first came out on the Xbox 360, it didn't have any multiplayer maps included with it. Instead, its multiplayer mode was just Halo Reach, essentially, like a map pack for Halo Reach. But, when MCC came out, well, they actually added the multiplayer maps back to MCC, but only in classic graphics. There were anniversary sound effects at one point, but never any anniversary graphics. Now, if you remember in a previous video I did, we found a way to do Halo 2's classic maps in anniversary graphics, and there were some interesting results with some of the maps. We even did the main menu in anniversary graphics too, briefly. But now, at the time I did try Halo 1 as well, but I couldn't get it to work. It just wouldn't load. But thanks to a tip from S3 Anyboy, I actually managed to get the maps working now. And, well, I'll show you guys what it looks like in anniversary graphics. So I'm going to load it in classic graphics first, and then we'll switch to anniversary mode. Just because in classic graphics, that's actually affected now by this method. And I'll explain like what's going on in a bit. But let's load it up first. So it's basically mostly the same method as Halo 2, where I replace a campaign map with the multiplayer map. But there were a few more steps involved to get it to actually work. So here we are on Blood Gulch in classic graphics. Now obviously things look a little different. And in anniversary graphics, well, this is what it looks like. So here's what's going on. Now, as you can see, this is essentially like outside of the map on the mission Halo. And that's because anniversary graphics in Halo 1 work the same way as they do in Halo 2, and vice versa. So when anniversary graphics are loaded, it preloads the entire map, like regardless of what's actually there in the original map, in the classic map. So the entire map is already loaded, you know, from like start to finish. It doesn't, everything is there, whether it's actually loaded there or not in the original map. And even though we swapped the original map with a different map, it still preloads the actual map. So that's why you can see the whole campaign map of Halo is still there. But some things are still loaded for Blood Gulch and anniversary graphics, namely vehicles and scenery objects that actually exist on a map Halo. So that's why some trees are spawned. The Warthog is there, but because there's never any Ghost or Rocket Warthogs or Scorpion tanks on the mission Halo, they don't have any anniversary models or textures because they don't actually exist on the missions. Because there definitely are, you know, anniversary models and textures for the Ghost in campaign, but just not on this mission. That's why they look like this. As you can also see in classic graphics, anything that like doesn't exist on the mission normally becomes like a low poly, low texture model as well. And it's kind of odd that happens to classic graphics, but it does. And you know, vehicles that do exist, they get their, you know, full classic graphics texture, but ones that don't have like that weird model. Now other maps, not every map works as great as Blood Gulch. Some maps, like Boarding Action, if I replace Pillar of Autumn with Boarding Action, you get the skybox, but that's it. The whole map is basically missing. You don't even see your weapon or anything. And other maps like Beaver Creek, or was it Battle Creek? I forgot which one it was in Halo 1. I think it was Beaver Creek, but it doesn't work at all. It like I spawn in, I can switch between classic and anniversary, but I can't move around, I can't look around, nothing. However, one map that does work really well actually is the map Timberland, and it works really well if I swap the mission Halo with it. And that's because this map is, well, kind of similar actually to the campaign map. Basically any multiplayer map that's sort of ripped from campaign, or at least uses a lot of stuff from campaign, you know, like Boarding Action from Pillar of Autumn, or this map Timberland from Halo. A lot of things will actually work somewhat well. Like all the trees on Timberland, they actually do support anniversary graphics. And the rocks, the boulders, they all work as well. Whereas Blood Gulch, only a few trees spawned, and it was like the incorrect kind of trees. Like on Blood Gulch, there were like dead trees and shrubs, but in Anniversary Graphics, they get mapped to like actual full-on trees. So that's kind of like an inaccurate mapping to Anniversary Graphics for Blood Gulch. But on Timberland, the trees are all pretty much correct. And well, again, because we're using the Mission Halo, the Ghosts and Rocket Hogs and Scorpion Tanks, they just become black cubes, because that's what happens when things in Anniversary Graphics don't have like Anniversary models. That's one thing that happens, or they just become invisible, either one. But yeah, so as you can see, Timberland looks a little bit better than the other maps. There's still no ground, and we still see like the whole mission of Halo preloaded. But aside from that, you know, everything else looks pretty nice on the map Timberland. I mean, some things do still spawn kind of weird, like trees kind of spawn like sideways, and that's because like some objects, I'm not exactly sure like what it is on Timberland, but for example on Blood Gulch, some objects like the teleporters or some other random stuff, they still spawn as trees as well. And I guess like on Timberland, the sideway trees are like something else that spawns that way. Maybe like a little pebble or like a small rock, and it gets turned into a tree. But you know, overall in Anniversary Graphics, I guess Halo 1 is a little more quote-unquote playable than some of Halo 2's maps in Anniversary Graphics, because on some Halo 2, actually almost all Halo 2 maps except for District, when you load in Anniversary Graphics, you only get to see Anniversary Graphics for like a split second before like it fades to black. And unfortunately that happens to like pretty much all the maps except for like 1 or 2. But for Halo 1, I haven't tried every single map, but it seems like all the maps I tried so far, you load in and look around and move around to some degree. Some maps like Blood Gulch and Timberland work really well, while others like Boarding Action, you don't see anything, and some you can't even move around at all. But at least it doesn't fade to black like Halo 2 does. You could still get like a view, I guess. But yeah, so there you guys have it. That's what Halo 1's classic maps look like if you force it to load in Anniversary Graphics. Now technically with more modding, you could probably like fix it up a little bit and get some more things to load, but that's basically what it looks like for the most part. But anyways, hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, and if you found it to be interesting or you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like. Anything else you want me to check out or look into, any questions you have, or things you want me to experiment with, just let me know in the comments below, and I'll definitely do my best to look into it when I get the chance. But other than that, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all next time. Bye guys!